Hey guys, it's Christian Narciso here, newly authored and editioned to a new book called Love Like a Sunflower, and today we are asking and answering some of my questions that was put together by the director behind the camera right now. He doesn't want to ask the questions, so I'll say the questions and I'll answer them. So I'm answering my own questions. Yes, you are. First question. What was your inspiration of writing Love Like a Sunflower? Now that's an easy question because my inspiration was I had no inspiration. I literally wrote from the heart, and my mentor at the time was like, you should write your problems away, and I did. I wrote my problems away, but then I was like, what can I do to make this artsy? And then my uncle was like, you can write a book. So I was like, okay, but what do I do with that book? And then at the time, I was trying to heal myself. I read a lot of poetry books, so Lang Liev, a lot of her books, and then the girl that wrote Milk, and Honey, right? Kupi, can't remember her name. But yeah, that book that went viral across Canada, and then Atticus's Love Her Wild, those were great inspirations to me. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna put my writings into a poetry book too. Why can't I? So I studied a little bit into poetry, and I learned a lot over the years that I've put this together. This project was not actually a project I was gonna put out to begin with. It was more like me just doing it. It was gonna be behind the curtains, nothing was gonna happen, but I decided to just release it and let myself be vulnerable. Number 2, is this something you wrote based on your experiences? Some feelings that you weren't able to express before. So yes, this was definitely from my vulnerable side of not being okay with who I was at the time. A lot of us have grown up in broken homes, or have a broken childhood, or just had a traumatic event growing up, and it affected us very heavily as an adult. So my past experience for this book was literally from my breakup with my ex, literally 3 to 4 years ago. And it hurt me a lot because I learned a lot about myself and the person I was back then, and I hated that aspect of me. So this is me healing pretty much and letting that chapter go. In regards to feelings that weren't able to express before, I was never a public speaker, and I was never able to do this. So me being interviewed right now in front of a camera and talking to a camera confidently has risen up from me just not doing it at all. So yeah, a lot of feelings have been achieved over time. Number 3, what does success mean to you? I've been listening to a lot of Gary Vee. Oh man. I used to think success was money, right? Just overall money, just being powerful, just having connections, and just money overall, just being wealthy. In a sense, that is still success to me, but I think when I listen to Gary Vee, he mentions a lot about happiness. And a lot of us can be broke and happy. But for some reason, when people are rich, they're not really happy. But then there's a fine line between the rich and the poor being in their standards of being happy. So I don't exactly know what happiness is. You get what I mean? Because you can be happy and broke, but you can also be happy and rich. Is that a thing? I don't know. But to me, I think success is literally being fulfilled. Happiness is another thing, but being fulfilled is definitely quite the field that you guys need to look into. Fulfilling your life with the things that you love. I think that's what success is to me, more than anything. 4, what is the most difficult part of writing this book? So again, I mentioned before, this was a poetry book that I wrote from the heart, and it was from a past relationship from 4 years ago, around that time roughly. And it was one that impacted me a lot because I loved her with all my heart, and I thought I was going to marry her and all this stuff. And sure, we had our ups and downs, but we ended off in a wrong note, and it was a really bad breakup. But over the years, I realized that I had to learn why it happened and understand if I can't fix this myself, I know it's going to happen again with any future relationships that I have, and I know it's going to be just as toxic. And the rule is in life, if the problem repeats itself over and over again, there's a lesson to be learned. And if you don't get that lesson the first time, it'll happen again, double the consequences. So I learned that at a very heavily age, but I think it's great that I did that now versus earlier. But yes, this is a vulnerable part of me, and I did not want to share it with the world, but I feel like it's a great way to grow in terms of being fulfilled. 5. Is there any advice you can give to all the youngsters that want to write a book or express themselves through writing? Honestly, writing helps me to, I guess, see things clearly, because when you're confused and you sulk, your thoughts go in a spiral, versus you putting words on a piece of paper with a pencil or pen and being clear about your emotions. I think that is the overall advice I should give to anyone that's suffering right now or that's in a hard time. Just write down your emotions clearly and understand them. And I think that's the best way to heal over time, and you'll understand yourself more. You'll become more self-aware in that case. But in regards to writing a book or becoming an author, just do it. Like, I have nothing else to say. Anybody can become an author. All you have to do is literally put words into a sentence and phrase it the way you want it to be phrased, and then have it proofed, and then you have to go through all these things, processes, but like I said, you just gotta study a little bit and just do it. Like, you will never do the things you want to do unless you take that first step, and that's just doing. So yeah, take that first step and live a fulfilled life. Anyways, so again, thank you guys for watching this interview. My name is Narciso. I am a newly published author, poetry book author, not just an author. And this is my book, Love Like a Sunflower, right here. Bam!
Looks good, man.
It's very thin, but like this was a 2-3 year project ever since the breakup. So
how many pages does it have?
I think it's 30.
30 pages?
Yeah, 30 pages overall. It's very, very nice. Nice from Amazon. And thank you to Miku for letting me take her photo and using it as a cover. You're awesome.
How much will you be selling it though?
So these are physical copies that I have. They'll be $20
$20
for me to drop off. But if you guys are coming to my event, it is $30 for admission and free drinks and hopefully some catering. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
See you guys next time. So again, I am having an event on Monday, November 18th, 2019. This Monday, actually, it's upcoming. It's literally within the next 3 days. It is going to be at Table Space & Co., a new development building that co-hosts businesses and puts them all together in a co-hosting space. So check them out if you guys want to have your own little office there. But yeah, it's going to be at Table Space & Co., 6 to 9. Be there or be square. We got lots of performers, tea, coffee, unlimited, and it's gonna be a great time. Come join me and celebrate with me for this special event. All right, hope to see you guys there. See you next time.